Well, in the world, boy, it's your boy Big Low Country. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. You yourself could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us, and I definitely and greatly appreciate it. First of all, if you're watching the show after we gone live already, make sure you put a what in the world bowl in the comment. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. If you have any friends or family who are big Falcons fans, or if you have friends or family who are Dallas Cowboys fans, which everyone tend to have. Make sure that you share the channel with them. Y'all already know what time it is. First of all, look, I apologize. The old coach was unable to have the coaches meeting last week. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But I'm feeling good, feeling great, bro. Atlanta Falcons beat the Dallas Cowboys 6-3 on the season, outrunning the NFC South by lengths. I don't know by a whole bunch, by a huge margin, just outrunning the NFC South. What in the world? Then you got doggone New Orleans Saints over here just wandering aimlessly around the bayou. Bicycle style, bicycle style, bicycle style, bicycle, because they ain't chopper style. The Saints got beat by the Carolina Panthers today. We're hoping that Tampa Bay gets beat tomorrow. Bo, it's a great time to be an Atlanta Falcons fan. But you already know what time it is. We got to show love to everybody, showing love to us. Shouts out to Brian on X, coming until now. What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, Brian? Raymond Elder, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? Brian Moses in here. What up, Big Low? 3-8. What's going on with you, man? John Higgins in here. The Big Low. What it do? He said, man, we should have blown Dallas out today. And, we going to get into that, Bo. We going to get into that. We finna jump in it. We finna jump on in this thing. In the words of, Coach Roney's family, every time they get in their family reunion, they say, but you ain't did a doggone thing until you stand up in it. That's what we've been doing, bro. We've been stand up in that. I still don't know what they're talking about. It's how we go to family. But you ain't did a doggone thing until you stand up in it. Look here. D Slow's in here. What in the world, Bo? We run the South. We ain't outrunning the South. We run the South. Bobby Ridley says, great win. And the Aints lost. Great day. Rise up. Now the Chiefs need to beat the Bucks. Hello. Then Jerry G coming in here with a sad face. Come on, Jerry. Don't be like that. Jerry G says, man, y'all make me sick. Don't be like that, Jerry. Get that hate out your heart. So y'all already know what time it is, man. We're gonna talk about the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the ugly, the pretty, the miscongenialities. We're gonna talk about it all. We're gonna talk about it all. First of all, y'all already know how we do. Since this is the coaches meeting, we got to look at the stats, right? We got to look and see, what happened, and what we put on paper. In the words of Al Green, and I forgot the lady with the beautiful voice's name. What we put on paper, put it on. What you waiting on? Oh. So Kirk Cousins went 19-24, 222 yards. He protected his trap today. Bijan Robinson, 19 runs for 86 yards. Darnell Mooney, 5 receptions for 88 yards. Bijan Robinson also went for 7 catches. He was killing them in the flat all day. 7 catches for 59 yards. 3 touchdowns to Darnell Mooney, Ray McCloud, and Drake London. Both. That's what you talk about when you talk about production. I ain't even mad at it. Then Tyler Algier, 6 rushes, 18 yards with a touchdown. Ray, he actually had a run for a touchdown as well. So, you already know it, man. We're gonna talk about it. But I gotta show love to everybody that's coming in showing love to us. Ed Mitchell, what in the world, Bo? Dante Spate. He says, wait a minute. We swag. We serve. We swag. I was telling the Dallas Cowboys fans today, I was like, look at here, Bo. One thing about us now, you come in here and chill out with us. You can be, you can have all that hate in your heart and everything, but you better hit this doggone swag, sir. You don't come in here playing games with swag, sir. Now. Cool beans, what in the world, Bo? Bernard in here says, rise up, fam. What's going on with you, Bernard? Richie says, Tampa was lit. Can't wait to meet next year. Shouts out to you, Richie. Richie hit me up on Instagram, I believe. Say, hey, Lo, we're going down here to Tampa. You know, you gonna be down here, Lo? I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to make it this time, Bo. But I know you're gonna represent for me. And they definitely did, man. Shouts out to Richie. Shouts out to the Rise Up Tour. Everybody traveling, doing big things. Shouts out to them, man. That's the family. Dante Space says, let's go. Says we so okay. So everybody hitting that swag surfing there, boy. You know, look, you know, you really get into it when you start beefing it up with it. You know, you start to beef it up. You know, you hit that swag surf and you beat that thing up with it. There's a whole lot of ways. You know, you can hit the swag. That much in my bag. You do it all kind of ways, Bo. Look, we've got a lot of practice this year. We've been swag surfing. What, 6 games? 6 games we've been swag surfing. We done got a whole bunch of practice this year to swag surf. And I can see us getting a whole lot more practice. Ghost Peppers in here. What in the world, Bo? How about them dirty birds? Yes, sir. Richard says, Kirk may get MVP. Hello. You already know it, man. Down South Georgia, boy. What in the world, Bo? He also put a 3 in the chat. Shouts out 3. Shouts out to Coach Ronnie. So Coach Ronnie, head of 3 Nation. The big bodegas in here says Atlanta, we up. Shouts out to you both. It's my first time seeing you. Y'all make sure y'all welcome to the chat. Also, looks like we got our first Superman chat of the night. Our inaugural Superman chat of the night. Padre says, hey, Coach, have you checked on Big Q? Someone needs to take a little twisty ties out of his house before he do something drastic. What? This got dark. The twisty ties? Goodness gracious. This hello. I hang up and listen. Da-da-da. That's a Superman chat. So for everybody who don't know, Big Q is, I would say, the best New Orleans Saints content creator on YouTube. If y'all want to go do some, intel, y'all make sure y'all check out Pro Media Network, the Great Saint Think Tank, Big Q and the guys. They make some great content over there. And, that's like a brother to me. But, the only thing that we be disagreeing about is the Falcons and the Saints. And, unfortunately, old Q and them, they've been going through some hard times. Hard times, like a Dusty Rose promo. Chris White's in here, says, good afternoon, Pete. What's going on with you, Chris? Derek Hughes in here says, what in the world, Bo? C-Dub. What's going on, C-Dub? Hope you're doing good tonight, man. Hope you're doing good tonight. So, let's go ahead and break this thing down. It's one of them situations where, we've seen a few we've seen a few games now, and it's starting to feel like the Atlanta Falcons are starting to create their own identity. If I'm not wrong, and that identity is, I feel like they taking a page from Malcolm X. They win at games by any means necessary. If it's a situation where they have to run the ball consistently over and over and over again, blunt force trauma. In the words of Rocky, some hurting bombs. If he had to do some blunt force trauma, they'll do that. If it's a situation where they have to go off and, throw the ball for 500 yards, they'll do that. If they have to force 3 turnovers and make a whole bunch of plays and make impact plays on special teams, they'll do that. That's the Atlanta Falcons' identity. These guys are looking at trying to win games by any means necessary. And I'm loving it, Bo. I'm loving it. Like I said, offensively, it wasn't a game that necessarily jumped off the page, especially against a Cowboys team that's legit struggled defensively. Whenever they played the New Orleans Saints a few weeks back, it was the beginning of let's be honest, it was the beginning of the season because, unfortunately, the Saints hadn't. Unfortunately, the Saints had won a game since the beginning of the season. They had a 7-game losing streak. But anyway, you look at, back then, like it was a situation where they gave up 50 points to the Saints, and they've been struggling against other teams. But whenever they come up against us, we could give them 27. Let's keep it a buck. We could have gave them a few more. But, unfortunately, we had some fumbles, and, there was a couple times where, we didn't convert on 3rd down and things like that. But I mean, I'm legitimately thrilled with the result. Some people say, hey, like, is it a situation where, you know, should we be worried going into the latter part of the year and going to the playoffs? And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But I'm just looking at these numbers, and I'm looking at the fact that once again we lost the time of possession battle. I mean, and mind you, we only lost it by like 40 seconds. They had the ball for 30 minutes and 40 seconds. We had the ball for 29 minutes and 20 seconds. So let's not panic about that. But guys, we put up 27 points, and just try to wrap your mind around this. We put up 27 points, and we went 14 of 13 on third down. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. This is a crazy stat. You put up 27 points. If I'm not mistaken, that would probably have been the season high last year with Arthur Smith, and probably the year before that. You put up 27 points, going 14 of 13 on third down. Now let's keep it a buck. 7 of those points came on fourth down whenever we took a shot to Darnell Mooney. You know, Cowboys, they had some blown coverage. Darnell Mooney just running down the side, jogging down the sideline. So, I mean, you know, we scored in that regard. But the simple fact that that's telling me a couple of things. Number one, that's telling me that we can move the ball if we don't need 3 downs to do it. I don't know if y'all remember that first touchdown drive. Whenever we were going downfield, it's like we kept getting first downs, like back to back to back to back. If we didn't get it on first down, we would just get it on second down. It got to the point where it wasn't a third down situation. So I mean, that's telling me one thing. Another thing it's telling me is that, look, if Raheem Morris getting close to midfield, I don't know if y'all remember, we used to talk about Riverboat Ryan back in the day. Look like we got a Riverboat Raheem situation on our hands. It's a situation where we legit are so confident in the offense's ability to successfully succeed that we're saying we just pushing the chips to the middle of the table. I mean, you can't beat it. Mine says Hawks winning in New Orleans, winning big in New Orleans. Falcons won, Atlanta United won. Great week for ATL. You can't beat it, man. Rounds 1 says Big Low, man. We all smiling. That's it. That's what it's all about. Ty Robinson said, Big Low, what's up, bro? Dirty Birds did it again. Hello. You already know what time it is, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Barbara really said the Saints suck, and I love it. T-Terry said, Big Low, did you, the Falcons, what is it? The Falcons on look at the Georgia Bulldogs defense and playing the Georgia way of life. Hey, look, I'm assuming you're saying did the Falcons look at Georgia, see how they playing, and try to? I don't know what they did, but one thing that I can tell you about the defense is that I think Jimmy Lake is trying to be a little bit more forward thinking. I don't, and look, I don't know if y'all remember this. I was the first one, you know, back in week 1, week 2, saying, hey, we're playing too soft. We're playing too far off of these wide receivers. We need to go ahead and see what we could do about, you know, trying to create some pressure. The reason you're not getting any sacks is because these wide receivers are just breaking off of routes before the cornerback could come up and, you know, put some pressure on them. So, you know, the linemen just don't have enough time. There's a few things that I noticed today, coaching staff, and y'all let me know if y'all noticed this too. AJ Terrell was traveling. He was going with CD Lamb. If CD Lamb went to the bathroom, he would hand toilet paper. Now, it wasn't a situation where he was playing man coverage every time, but he was traveling. So that's something that we definitely got to pay attention to. Another thing, there was a few times where they would run man. There were a couple times where they would run man on one side of the field and they would run, you know, zone on another side of the field. And that kind of, you know, shook Dak Prescott up a little bit. Shouts out to Ian said Beck is in trouble. Hey, but Coach Ronan, she's been talking about Beck for the last for a minute. But it's one of them situations, guys, where I feel like Jimmy Lake is starting to be a little bit more forward thinking. And I'm not just saying this because we're winning. I'm not saying this. Look here. Shouts out to Coach Padre. Coach Padre, he says, and the Hawks just beat the Pelicans. Daggone. Shouts out to Coach Padre. He said he been pushing this agenda for weeks. And I don't know if I follow him on Twitter, but if not, you definitely need to make sure that you do. But Coach Padre, he said Dennis Allen is greater than Jimmy Lake. And he put it in the comments a little bit earlier. He's saying, shoot, you might as well just go get Dennis Allen as your DC. And, you really be able to make a run. And, I mean, that might be something that you might want to consider. But something that you also want to consider is the fact that, I mean, I'm not bragging, the fact that we got 2 sacks, but daggone, we only had 6 when this game started. Mind you, this is week 9. We only had 6. So, look here. You got a third of the sacks that you gotten all season in one game. And you had an opportunity to get at least 2 or 3 more. You couldn't finish. You couldn't finish. So with that being said, I feel like changing this coverage up has put this Dallas Cowboy team it put them in a little bit more pressure. And it was one of them situations where the defensive line had opportunities to make some plays. Cliff Jackson says 3 sacks in the game. I'm not used to this. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. So we did get 3? Because for some reason I thought that we just got 2. Let me take a look here. What is that, Coach Ron? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I do see 3. Because Grady Jarrett got 1. Arnold Ebiketie and Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis was all over the place. He was playing like his hair on fire. You set me on fire. You set me on. Who sang that song, Coach Ron? You set me on fire. That's how Caden Ellis was playing. He was playing like his hair was on fire today. Shouts out to Keith No Sweat says CD was hurt. He didn't count. Hey, look. It's one of them situations where I know a lot of people, especially the Dallas Cowboy fans that were there. And first of all, Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all didn't come as deep as I thought y'all was going to come. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought y'all was going to, be repping and stepping. I thought we were going to see a whole bunch of Cowboys. I thought it was going to look like doggone Beyonce concert. I thought people were going to be at I feel like falling in love. I thought that's what it was going to look like. Huh? Everybody was wearing the remember? We went to the concert, everybody wearing the cowboy boots and stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, see, they had a cowboy concert yet. But I thought everybody going, bet you'll see stars. Bet you. That's what I thought everybody going to be out there looking like. But nah, it's like, there were a few Cowboys fans that were sitting around me. But I'm going to keep it a buck. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they travel better. Kansas City fans, they travel better as of right now. And a lot of Cowboys fans were leaving whenever they got down by 14 points. I was like, wow, this is America's team? This is the American team everybody been talking about? America's team? Like, I was sitting here thinking we finna see something. I'm like, yeah, man, they're going to come in here with all kind of chants and everything. Like, oh, okay, American team. Nah, they ain't work like that. But I did want to ask everybody, since this is the coaches meeting, I did want to ask y'all what y'all think. Do you feel like the defense played better today? Do you feel like they played better than they played previously, even though they didn't get any turnovers or anything? If you did feel like they played better, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's a situation where, it was kind of consistent with what we previously been getting, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all think. I just want to know if y'all feel like they played better today. If you feel like they played better, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's a situation where they didn't, put a 2 in the chat. Because the thing is that the Cowboys fans, they were saying, well, so y'all just going to pick on us, when everybody's hurt, and after Ezekiel Elliott decided not to come to practice, so he had to sit out for disciplinary reasons. I was like, hey, I don't know. They don't got nothing to do with me. We can only play whoever's on the field, right? So, look, to each his own. But if you feel like we played better defense today, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it was pretty consistent with what we previously gotten, put a 2 in the chat. Now, I knew that the Cowboys were going to come out and fight today. I knew it was going to be, a fight because, it's starting to get to the point, Bo, where it's going to be some slow singing and flower bringing for the Cowboys and for Mike McCarthy because, what's their? Let me see what's the Cowboys' record now. Now the Cowboys' record is 3-5. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a situation where, if they could come, look, 4-4 is a whole lot better than 3-5. So I knew that the Cowboys were going to come out and fight. So I understand they had people out and they had people hurt and, things like that. But it's one of those situations where, you still got to line up and play, right? We've had a thin middle linebacker room for, weeks now. But, we're still coming up. We're still coming out and playing ball. Ian in here, Ian says 1. He feels like the defense played a little bit better today. Look here, I do need y'all to do a country boy a favor, if you don't mind, if you could do a country boy a favor. If you're excited that the Atlanta Falcons won this game and we're first in the division and undefeated in the division on the verge of hopefully sweeping the division, and you need a way to express it. You don't want to, wake everybody in the house up because everybody thinks it's 11 o'clock due to daylight savings time. You can express it in a way by hitting that like button. If you need to express it some kind of way, make sure that you hit that like button. If you hit that like button for me, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. Raymond Collins, he says 1. He feels like the defense played better. Falcon in here, 1. Barbara Ridley, 1. MacTown Daddy says 1. Project Warrior says, I got free lunches all week from overconfident Cowboys fans. Hello, you can't beat that, Bo. Can't beat the free lunch. Deshaun, he says, yeek, get you some. 1. That's what he said. And Tara says 1. Okay, so it looks like a few people feel like the defense looking better. Project Warrior says 1. See, Doug, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. See, Doug says 2. He said he feel like it's been consistent. He don't feel like ain't nothing changed. He says y'all getting all happy and excited for nothing. ETV says 1. He feels like defense is looking better. Michael Bush says 1. Melvin Emery, Cool Beans, they all feel like the defense is looking better. Keith No Sweat says Dallas defense broke up. Goodness, that's rough. Padre also says 2. He says 2. He said they still can't get off the field when they need to. All right, Padre. Now look, wait. Well, hold on. We gotta look at the stats now. Let's look at the stats and see how they fared whenever it came to coming off the field. All right. So Dallas Cowboys, their third down percentage. Remember, ours was 4-13. Wow. The Dallas Cowboys percentage today, 3 of 13. That was their conversion rate on third down. 3 of 13, Padre. And check this out. To show how desperate of a team they were, on fourth down, the Dallas Cowboys were 1 of 5 on fourth down. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then there's also another thing that I want to mention as far as defense goes is that, let's be honest. We only got 3 sacks today, but it felt like we got a whole lot more because Dallas Cowboys, them boys are doggone jumping. Them boys are doing false starts out of this world. I don't know if they had the hiccups or what. They'll just sit down there, that ready. Like, I'm like, what in the world? Why did it's in his all game long, these boys just popping up, like, chill out, Bo. Keep doing it. But chill out. Ain't no telling how many false starts them boys had. I do know that as far as penalty yards, 9 penalties for 55 yards. That's crazy. And probably 7 to 8 of them were probably doggone false starts. Jalen says too, he feels like it's a situation where the defense hasn't gotten better. Now, Jalen, Padre, C-Dub, feel free to let us know what you're thinking, because that's the beautiful thing about the coaching staff. We all get on here and we all kind of put our heads together. C-Dub says, well, one, but there were some areas where we need to look. I completely agree, Bo. I completely agree, but I'd rather be in a situation where we're improving whenever we're 6-3 opposed to 3-6. I want to be a situation like where we were last year, where we started out 2-0, and I'm sitting here like, hey, Bo, this offense, yeah. If we run up against Cincinnati Bengals, and what happened? We ran up against Cincinnati Bengals, and yeah. So I completely understand. T. Terry says, Big Low, do you see that hit by the Georgia Bulldogs, number 7, Harris? He's the next hit. Boy, I seen that last night. I seen that. The Georgia Bulldogs, boy, them boys be hunting. Them boys be hunting. Wallace says, what's good with your coach? That's out to Coach Wallace. He said, what's good with your coach, Low? 1. Okay, I agree with you. I feel like the defense is looking a little bit better. And it's not just because we got half of the number of sacks that we got in this season in one game. That's not the only reason. That's not the only reason. It's not because we got 3 sacks and all through the first 8 games we only had 6. I'm not just gonna chalk it up to that. I just feel like, look, if it's a situation where, if you've had an issue, you can't just keep doing the same thing, right? You can't just keep doing the same thing. You can't just be like, okay, well, look, it's going to work. It's just going to take some time. Like, nah, Jimmy Lake, Raheem Morris, Raheem Morris said himself, like, yeah, Matthew Judon, that's what we brought him in here to get the quarterback. And he'll tell you himself that he ain't performing up to the standard. And what did they do? They made some changes. And I'm not mad at that. So just for the simple fact that you're actually trying to do things to make a change so you can get better production, I feel like it's better. Even if it doesn't work as well as you expected it to, it's better. Change in itself is a good thing. Got my brother Dre Murphy in and says, after y'all put your 1 or 2 in the chat, hit that like button for your man Coach Low, aka Beloved. What's going on, Beloved? He says, like Moose said, it don't cost a thing. Beloved. Hello, Coach Low. What's going on with you, man? He says, and Coach Low dance at your wedding. Hello, you already know what time it is. Look, boy, I can do whatever you need me to. Boy, you need me to. Look, it sounds like everybody like to do the swag surf now. No, I've been doing swag surf how long swag surf been out, Coach? Around 20 years? I've been doing swag surf for the last 20 years, bro. I've been doing it. I'm a vet. I'm a swag surf vet. Ghost Pepper says, 1, real talk. He says, we got conservative towards the end. I never really felt like Dallas was coming back, though. The Brokeback Mountains. Wow. The Brokeback. Okay. All right. Okay. We're struggling the whole game. The Brokeback Mountains? Goodness gracious. Daggone. Ian says it was 13-27 with 2 minutes left in the game. Exactly. And just like Ghost Pepper says, we slowed down a little bit at the end now. Like, don't sit here and think, I'm starting to sound like no boys from Atlanta. Don't sit here and think like it's sweet now, shout. Don't say, come on, twin. Don't think it's sweet now. Come on now, shout. I sound like a little boy. Not real. Okay, I'll try it. Don't think it's sweet, shout. Don't think it's sweet. Shouts out to Drees Brownlee in here. Much love to you, family. Hope you're doing good. Dreesy and young OG, they both said 1. They feel like the defense looked like it was better. They feel like it looked like it was better. And then T. Terry says they want to get Shedeur Sanders in Dallas in prime time as the coach in Dallas. Look here, Bo. I'm going to tell you something. That's the first time I went to an Atlanta Falcons game in the Benz, and I left thinking they need to fire the opposing team's coach. That's the first time I ever said that. Most of the time, I'd be like, man, they need to get that joker a raise, boy. But nah, that's the first time I went in there and I said, man, boy, Mike McCarthy trash. Like, these boys doggone wandering aimlessly around the rodeo. Doggone just getting bucked off all kind of horses. Spurs ain't even sticking into the horse, just wandering aimlessly around the rodeo, trying to find buckle bunnies, but can't find them. I'm a buckle bunny. Y'all know that about that. Coach Ronald put me on that one right there. Drive my own truck, get my own money. They ain't with the draw, so I talk funny. They don't know nothing about that buckle bunny, Coach Ronald. Shoot, I'm a buckle bunny. Oh man, Trevino's in here says, should we sign Michael Thomas with Drake London hurt? Well, I mean, I know we don't know exactly what's going on with Drake. And Ian, he also asked what's going on with Grady Jarrett. Now, from what I heard, they said that with Grady Jarrett, they took him out as precautionary. From what I heard now. I haven't. Okay, he walking around. So Coach Ronnie said that they said he's walking around fine and everything. So with Grady Jarrett, I know some people said it was an Achilles or whatever, but they said they took him out like in precautionary measures. Now with Drake, I don't know exactly what's going on with Drake. I know that he looks like he fell on his hip, and it was one of them situations where he didn't come back in the game. Darnell Mooney came in and did what Darnell Mooney does. Show me the Mooney, but it sounded weird. Okay, but he came in and did what he needed to do, and the offense, it felt like it didn't miss a beat. But I don't know exactly what's going on with Drake. Coach Wilder says, Coach Lowe, I saw that there were, I saw too that the offensive line was false starting and the refs didn't call it. Yeah, I mean, look at here, Bo. Them boys are false starting all the time. They were false starting. Like there was one time whenever like they lined up and then the ref came to clear to make sure that the ball got spotted correctly, and the ref ran back over to the sideline or ran back behind the quarterback. I think it was the left tackle. He was in his stance. He just popped out of his stance. Like I'm like, Bo, like what are you doing? What are you doing? The boy just, I don't know if they had the hiccups or what. They just kept popping up. James Freeman says Warren Ellis earned his pay this week. Yes. He left it all out on the field today, Bo. Russell Williams says, what it do, Bo? He says, we swag and we serve. ATL shouted. That's it, Bo. That's it. Swag, we serve. Now watch me surface. Look, man. I want to say I've been doing this, Bo. I ain't new to it. I'm true to it, Bo. The biggest boss in here says, I think the defense has been okay all season. The scheme just needed to be adjusted, in my opinion. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. It's like I've been saying, when it comes to this scheme, you got to think about it. You have Raheem Morris, you have Jerry Gray, and you have Jimmy Lake. All three of these guys are DB guys. They're all DB guys. And every coach has an ego. I don't care what nobody says. Almost every coach has an ego. In the words of, Beyonce and Kanye West, they got a big ego. They got big egos. And think about it. They're coming in here being DB guys. And the reason why they have this position is because they did a great job at coaching up DBs. So what are they going to do? They're going to protect those DBs. Let's just keep it above. So what they're going to do is they're going to make sure nobody beats them deep. And they're going to make sure that their DBs come up and tackle. So guess what that means? Their DBs always looking good. As long as a DB is just like an offensive lineman. If you ain't showing them on the sideline, then they doing good. Right? That national championship game, they kept showing AJ Terrell on the sideline as Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson them baptized him. They kept showing them. But it's a situation where you don't see nobody getting their draws burnt off in this defense because Jimmy Lake, Jerry Gray, and Raheem Morris are protecting them. I mean, it is what it is. Jared Covenant says, Big Low, I gotta say you was right on the NFC South roundtable before the season. You said my Saints were going to be last. Respect, bro. You're a funny guy. Superman chat, you're a funny guy. Well, look, I appreciate you, Jerry. Much love to you, man. Much love to you. And I forgot the order. Do you remember the order I said it was going to be, Coach Ron? Falcons, Tampa, Panthers, Saints. Man. Huh? Either one, man, boy. Look, if it ends up like that, boy, you call me Lostradamus. It's going down. Shouts out to you, Jerry, man. Appreciate you for coming on and chilling out with us tonight, man. Definitely. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming on and chilling out with us. I know that it feels like it's 11 o'clock because, you know, the time fell back last night. But look here, man. It's 9:43. And I'm feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm feeling good. Joseph Thornton in here says, what's going on, boss? What's good? I know you got that oil for me, Joseph. I know you do. Winston Thornton's in here. Joseph Thornton's cousin says, what in the world, Bo? And chat, smash that like button. I appreciate you, Winston. Much love to you, Bo. Shouts out to you and John over there at the eye test, man. Much love to my family. The boys be having a good time over there. Tanisha Higgins says, Jimmy Lake finally called the right plays today. And Grant still needs to go. Dang, Tanisha. What in the world? What Grant do to you? I know what he did. I know what he did. Water says, Coach Lowe, I heard the same thing in Raheem interview. They just held Grady out for precaution. Okay, perfect. I'm glad. Brian Little says, man, Darnell Mooney is a beast. I mean, look, since y'all bringing it up, let's go ahead and talk about the offensive side of the ball. You know, man, I was trying to figure out if I was going to ask this question. Purple Hayes in here says, what's up, Big Low? Love you, bro. Much love to you, fam. I was trying to figure out if I was going to ask this question. And you know what? It's been a couple weeks since I've been on here. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Is Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins MVP candidate? If you feel like Kirk Cousins is an MVP candidate, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like that's not what it is, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. I just want to know if I'm wrong in this regard. Is Kirk Cousins an MVP candidate? If you feel like he's an MVP, I ain't saying the hands down MVP. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But if you feel like he's an MVP candidate, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like, oh, Big Low get naked and I'm jumping out ahead of my skis, and you know I need to go put some clothes on, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know. We 9 games in. I just want to know. Let me look at Kurt's stats so far through this season. All right. Shouts out to Cuzzo, first of all. All right, 2,100 yards, right? 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And he's ran for a whopping 8 yards. So y'all let me know. 68% completion percentage. If you feel like Kirk Cousins is an MVP candidate. If you feel like he is, put a 1 in the chat. If you're watching the show after we've gone live already, feel free to. I know that we asked a few 1 or 2 questions. Put MVP if you feel like he's an MVP candidate. If you watch the show after we've gone live already. Dre says, go ahead and ask, beloved. Don't keep a good thing to yourself. Hello, you already know what time it is. Wallace says, Coach Lowe, I was on the roundtable show and you had the Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, and Saints. Okay, all right, okay. What's going on, Tony Wright? Much love to you, Bo. Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. I know that, you've been chilling out with Julio, and I hope all those business ventures are well. They said you had something to do with the Verizon T-Mobile merger, from what I heard. Let me know what's, insider trading. Let me know if I need to move something around, and you just call me Tony, right? You know how we do. So Dre Murphy, Tanisha, Project Warrior, C-Dub. Oh my goodness, what in the world? T. Terry, rounds 1. Joseph Thornton, they all say 1. They feel like Kirk Cousins is indeed an MVP candidate. Dre Murphy says hands down, Bo. Woo! Man, I love it. Melvin Emery says 1. Golly. Tony Wright says, hey, Lo, next Sunday, don't be surprised if our squad gets down to the Superdome and we see a lot of their fans wearing paper bags over their heads. I hope they do. It's good. It's going to be good for football. It's good. Yes. I definitely. I never seen it in real life. I see it on TV. I never seen it in real life. I want to see it because we're gonna be down there. I want to see it. Raymond Elder says 1. Everybody feeling like. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Then says 2. He says he'll be a Super Bowl MVP candidate. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about, Bo. Man, you got me fired up. A Super Bowl MVP. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, big bro. Come on, big bro. Don't do me like that. Keno Sweat says, no, not yet. Okay. All right. Okay. And look, I'm cool with that. Project Warrior says 1, says he'll get more than 0 votes. Look, look, just like Taylor said, Super Bowl candidate, Super Bowl MVP candidate, I'm good with that. Ian Huelsbeck says 1, do you think the refs called holding on the Cowboys consistently? I thought they missed a lot, boy. It got so bad that they played in the stadium, and I don't know if a lot of y'all know this song. And Coach Ronnie, you gonna love this whenever I tell you they played this. It got so bad, y'all, that in the stadium they played "Baby, Hold On to Me," cause I'm a special kind. It got so bad. They played, "You Really Gotta Hold On, Man." It got so bad. They were playing "Baby, Hold On to Me." You know me, I was dancing, boy. You're a special kind. I like, boy, I'm feeling myself. Baby, hold on to me. I don't know. Whenever I hear that song, but I be feeling sexy. I be feeling sexy coming right. Baby, hold on to me. I'm a special kind. Let me chill out, boy. Coach Rhoda, she peeping me out over here. Even though I'm look, I'm in the doghouse. I'm in the doghouse, y'all. So y'all, if y'all could, make sure you put a free Big Low in the chat so I can get out the doghouse. Y'all, maybe if I play that "Baby Hold On to Me," with some baby oil, maybe I might be getting a doghouse. But yeah, I'm a doghouse. B. Tucker said, quarterback of the year. I'm sorry, quarterback. Comeback player of the year. Yes, sir. Look, if he can get both of them, that'd be crazy. If he could get MVP and comeback player of the year, man, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. That'll be crazy. Michael Bush says 1. He's balling on that leg, pushing off that leg, throw it accurate. Yeah. C-Dub says 1, man. It sound like a lot of people. It sounds like it's like 80-90% people think that Kirk Cousins might be an MVP candidate. He's looking like he might be on pace to go for 4,400 yards or so. It depends on how they play these last games, or if it's a situation where because shoot, it's looking like we might be locking up the NFC South early. Will Kirk Cousins play every game? If it's a situation where the playoffs are a lock, and you got the young Thundercat Michael Penix, will Kirk play every game? That's a good question. Ghost Pepper says 3. He says Kirk is knocking on the door. Okay. I would knock on the table, but I'm sure our dog will go crazy. So I ain't finna do that. She's a vicious guard dog. James Freeman says Pitts back to his usual. No, get that hate out your heart, man. Talk about my dog Kyle. Look, one thing Kyle did do, he knew how to jump on that onside kick. That one thing Hayden Hurst didn't know how to do. He knew how to jump on that onside kick there at the end of the game. Y'all talking about Kyle. I know impact. He jumped on that kick. Tony Wright says MVP candidates Josh Allen. Josh Allen's like killing it. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's thrown an interception this season. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Kirk Cousins. Look, man, I mean, that's a pretty good list to be on. Kevin says, one, he made MVP type contributions. Yes, Antoine Wartime, Brian Loader, they all say one. Mr. CDH, what in the world, bro? What's going on with you, man? Hope you're doing good, my dog. Shouts out to my boy, man. That's my boy, Mr. CDX. Tanisha says, after that 13-yard granddaddy run, you darn right. He MVP in my look at here. Last week, that 13, it took forever. the sun had went down by the time he had finished, but he got there. That's all that matters. My homeboy on the mark. Shouts out to Mark, bro. Y'all make sure y'all check out On the Mark, man. Great content. My boy Mark, Mark is a whole vibe, bro. That boy funny, man. He be tripping me out. Shouts out to him. Keith No Sweat says Pitts went back to being the tight end. So let's sit and talk about this offense, right? And you know, that's why I wanted to ask, is Kirk Cousins an MVP candidate? I feel like he is. You know, I mean, what's the definition of an MVP? Most valuable player. You added Kirk Cousins to this team that, you know, everybody said, if I heard it one time, I heard it a million times last year. If y'all had a quarterback, y'all would be able to make some noise. I'll be doggone, we got a quarterback, bro. In the last 2 games, he's literally thrown fadeaway touchdowns on 4th down. Like, I mean, just, you know, he knows the pressure's coming. Okay, I'll just go over the top. Fadeaway touchdowns on 4th down. Bo, that's the way that he's came in and made the team work to a whole nother level, you know, take the game, you know, to a whole nother level, hold people more accountable. I mean, look here, Bo, like you can't beat it. It's literally night and day from what you had last year. I feel like, and you know, the people who put 2 or the 3s in the chat, like saying maybe, like I'm not knocking you, but I feel like it's a situation where Kirk Cousins is a potential MVP candidate. My homeboy Brandon Levy in here, he didn't bring no scissors. He says, he said, hey man, they didn't want to swag surf. I guess you talking about the Cowboy. I'm trying to get Cowboy fans swag surf with me. I like, come on, bro. Like, look, you can do it any way you want to. You know, you can just do it with your hands in your pockets. You know, you want to beef it up with it. Like you can do it. You can do it any kind of way you want to, bro. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. C. Doug says, let's get naked for Kirk Cousins. Change for MVP. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got another Superman chat in here. Mr. Nietzsche says, how about that fake field goal right after they tried us with that fake punt? They so messy. No opinion, can't throw. Okay, so it's a fake field goal. Okay, because I thought it was a situation where he fumbled the snap. I couldn't see because it was down there on the other side of the field. But I know one thing that I can see, that's a da-da-da, that's a Superman tech. I didn't know that was a fake field goal. Okay, because Coach Tyler, Coach Christine, they hit me up. They was like, hey, Coach, like what happened down there? I thought it was a situation where the snap was too low. And because whenever he dropped back and tried to throw, there wasn't nobody. I didn't see nobody downfield that could catch it. So I was like, oh, okay. He must have, you know, it looked like the snap was kind of low and, you know, he couldn't kick it. So I didn't know what it was. Coach Christine was like, no, Coach Tyler, he was like, yeah, shoot, they should just drop kicked it. I was like, yeah, I mean, shoot, whatever works, you know. But I ain't gonna lie to you, that almost came back to bite us because if, you know, and I know that if we're a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But if Dallas would have came out and got that onside kick like they did to us 3-4 years ago, you know, when Hayden Hurst and the boys didn't jump on it. Shouts out to you, Dan Quinn. If it would have been a situation where, you know, they would have got that onside kick, they would have scored a touchdown, and it would have been GG's. We would have been looking crazy. We done swag served the talk trash to all these Dallas Cowboy fans. We would have been looking crazy. Yeah, I mean, shoot, boy. Yeah, the fake field goal. I didn't know it was a fake field goal. I'm glad that you brought that up to me, Tanisha. I didn't know that. Oh, yep. Okay, you say, yeah, I thought the play broke down today. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. But shoot, see, I learned something new. I see whenever I go back and watch it. I always like to talk to y'all first and then go back to watch it later on, because, y'all knowledge be rubbing off on me. It be making me, y'all knowledge be making me feel smart. I'd be like, okay, you know what? That's what C-Dub told me. Cliff Jackson, he told me that, they wasn't setting the edge, and shouts out to 3D Nation and the coach staff. They be putting me on game. Cliff Jackson said somebody had a picture of her on Twitter. Wait. We ain't talking about getting arrested, Coach Ronnie.
The bird lady.
Oh, man. Boy, look at here. I ain't getting them folk business. I ain't getting them folks business. I heard people talking about it at the game. I was like, oh, okay. I ain't hell got nothing to do with me. Look here. Shoot. They'll talk about GB. I was, investigating stuff. I like, sure, I ain't getting involved in that. that got nothing to do with me. You're a boss in here. Shouts out to you, Bo. Save Through Jesus says Jerry Jones just posted Prescott on LinkedIn looking for a new. Wow. Now, Coach Roy, there's something I heard the other day. So apparently Jerry Jones and Arthur Blank don't get along.
Well, that means Arthur Blank is an amazing non-racist man.
Okay, Coach Roddy, all right.
No more integration.
Okay, Coach Roddy.
That's why they don't get along. Let the colors in.
We like culture.
I love that music.
What they call it, a scatting? A wop bada loot up, a wop bam boom. I love it. You can really do the Charleston of that now. Like, okay, all right. Wizard Thor says, Coach Lowe, when we're going to get a legitimate nose tackle for this supposed 3-4 that, man, I don't know. It's like, think about it. Like, you look back at the teams that we had before just look at Dan Quinn, which is part of the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are in the situation that they're in. One thing about Dan Quinn is whenever he leaves the team, he always tries to fit that defense around his scheme. And then whenever he leaves them, that team is always looking crazy. The same way our team was looking crazy whenever he left to go to the Cowboys. So that Dan Quinn scheme is like they run a 3-4 and they run like a multiple front. They run like a multiple front. But the crazy thing is that they try to do it with attacking nose tackles or attacking defensive tackles. And for everybody who's, for everybody out there who's been around football, it's like if you're running the 3-4, you got to have somebody who's going to take on a double team. It's one of them situations where, those linebackers, they're supposed to blow up that A, B, and C gap, but sometimes they don't get there in time. Sometimes it's a situation where, they might have to drop back in coverage. So you're just going to be leaving things to chance. So, I don't know if they will ever get a legitimate nose tackle, like a guy with, hot dog on the back of his neck. I don't know if that's a thing. That's a good question. That's a good question, Winston. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll realize that they need to do something. Tay says, what was Avery Williams thinking about letting it? Man, I don't know. The thing about Avery was, sometimes I'll be like, well, Avery, I don't know what you be on. Avery be doing some crazy stuff back there sometimes. Ghost Pepper says, hoping they held Drake out for precautionary reasons like they allegedly did with Grady. I felt like the offense wasn't as glued together with him on the sidelines. Drake looked okay on the sidelines. So, I legitimately don't know. I feel like it may be one of them situations where they kind of felt like they had the game in hand, that they're looking towards the future. So, maybe it's one of the maybe it's one of those situations where, they said that they were just going to hold him out. So, he's healthy for New Orleans, because if we sweep New Orleans, that's going to go crazy. if we sweep New Orleans. Nando's in here says, hey, ho, ho, that boy Jimmy Lake still needs to go. 3 Dang, go. Man, Nando, you just came in here with guns blazing, bro. Also, we got Daryl Brownlee in here. For everyone who don't know, Daryl and Dreesy Brownlee, they got a love connection. Got a love connection. Thank you, Randy. That's husband and wife. So that's pretty cool. We got a husband and wife watching the show. Shouts out to Daryl. He says, what in the world, Bo? We got that dub. He says we need to put Kirk a picture in the trap museum. Don't let him come in your trap and take over your trap, Daryl. There you go. You already know what time it is, man. But I mean, the thing that I liked about the offense today is that I feel like it was one of those situations where, because of course, you know, like I said, Dallas, they were just banged up. And I feel like it was one of those cases where we did what teams pretty much do to us. You know, we just took what they gave us. If I'm not mistaken, Bijan Robinson had like 7 catches today for like 59 yards. I mean, it felt like it was more than that. The times that we just threw to him in the flat and it was just like, hey, Bijan, just go make a play. You know, this is what we were thinking was going to happen last year when we had Desmond Ridder. And we was like, okay, well, if he don't have something, this is why we're getting Bijan. So Desmond could just check down to him and just say, hey, Bijan, just go make a play. Do that little funny, you know, juke stuff that you be doing and, you know, get a few extra yards. But, I mean, the thing is Kirk Cousins actually does that, you know, and, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And then you have the guys like the Darnell Mooney who, I mean – I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know everybody talks about Mohamed Sanu. I feel like Darnell Mooney is making more of an impact on this offense than Mohamed Sanu did whenever he came in. And when was that? 2015. I feel like I legitimately feel like he is. I told everybody whenever we picked him up, like he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Y'all see what he's doing? Like he's going out here making these players look crazy. And the crazy thing is, it's just the beginning. But, and I know a lot of people mentioned Kyle Pitts. People said Kyle Pitts wasn't, he went back to his usual self. He didn't make that much of an impact. The thing is, I seen Kyle Pitts legitimately going after it in his run blocking today. There were a few times whenever Warner came in there, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's obvious that they're going to run the ball. But Kyle Pitts, he was out there getting after it, right? I mean, look, you had National Tight End Day last week. And Kyle Pitts got 2 touchdowns, but the thing is that, you know, you ain't finna go off every week, you know, and it's one of those cases where he didn't go off like he did last week or the weeks before that, but we know that we know what Kyle Pitts is capable of, and we also know it's one of those situations where, you know, if he is open or he is available to get the ball, Kirk Cousins gonna get it to him. I feel like they were just playing conservative today. I feel like they knew that they didn't have to really go all out. They knew that they didn't have to go crazy today. And, you know, I know sometimes people say, look, great teams don't play down to their competition. I don't know if it's a situation where they were playing down. I feel like it was a situation where the same way we talked about Arthur Smith the last 3 years saying, hey, maybe he just doesn't want to show everybody everything. I feel like this may legitimately be one of those cases. They just didn't want to show everybody everything. Tanisha says, Coach Morris doesn't sacrifice his players for a win like Tampa Bay and New Orleans. That's why we're going to sweep the whole South. Yeah, I said it. Look, I hope that you're right, Coach Tanisha. I hope that I am not mad at you. In this situation where we sweep the South, I'm going to say, look, I know who said it first. Oh, man, we got Atlanta Bird Gang in here. Shouts out to my brother Toddy over there, Atlanta Bird Gang. Great content. He says, Bijan is progressing into one of the best offensive weapons in the NFL, minus the quarterbacks. He put up 100-plus yards, 100-plus all-purpose yards so often that it's expected. He has found his groove. And look, I said this in my post-game reaction video. I said, hey, is it a situation where we might have like one of the best running backs in the league? Because I know before the season started, they were saying, oh, like they can use Bijan like Christian McCaffrey. He's looking kind of Christian McCaffrey-esque. I mean, if you feel like Bijan is one of the best running backs in the league, put a 3 in the chat. If you don't agree with it, put a 4 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking, because I mean, I know, and someone just mentioned a little bit earlier, I think it was Ghost Peppers. He said, he mentioned his list of MVP candidates, and like we were asking Kirk Cousins is an MVP candidate, and he had Derrick Henry in there. But I mean, what running backs in the league right now are better than Kyle Pitts? And I'm not Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robinson. What running backs in the league right now are better than Bijan Robinson? I mean, if I look at Derrick Henry, it's like, I mean, Derrick Henry, he's a heck of a running back. But is he the best receiver out of the backfield? He can catch it, you can, but he ain't doing what Bijan doing. He ain't catching that thing and, just making people look crazy out there. And the crazy thing is he just getting started. That's the crazy thing. I remember whenever we drafted him, somebody was like, yeah, Bijan Robinson is going to help bring back the importance of the running back position. I mean, I hope that's the case. Let's see. The biggest boss says offense is legit. Okay. It is. You're right. C-Dub say through Jesus. They all say 3. They say 3. Yeet. Jay Black rounds 1. Tanisha. They feel like Bijan is like one of the best running backs in the league. I mean, you legitimately got to give it to him. TB1 or TBI says 3. He's a superstar. Biggest boss, Coach Wallace. Dre says 3. Him and Gibbs, Jahmyr Gibbs out of Detroit. Keith No Sweat says 3. I mean, look, and look who, and like I said, I'm not saying that Bijan's better than Derrick Henry. I'm not saying that, because Derrick Henry, he just different, bro. Derrick Henry just different. Like 250, running 22 miles an hour. Like, how do you stop it? That's something that's tough to stop. But it's one of them situations where, I mean, Derrick Henry also ain't doing what Bijan's doing out of that backfield. He said Henry, aka Venom, is an excellent running back, but no Bijan. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The biggest boss says sometimes he dances a little too much, but I say he's top 3 in the league, right? Yeah, sometimes he. Yeah, so sometimes he do a little bit too much of it. He be tap dancing. Like, nah, bro, just get up field. Get up the field. Come on now. But look here. Whenever he's on. And you know what? The crazy thing about Bijan, I think it's one of them situations with him. I think he just can't help it. Like, let's just say, for example, y'all seen last week whenever he caught the pass and he went to the end zone, he was running, he just stopped, let the guy run by. And I don't think he did that like on purpose. I think that's just it just comes natural to him. So he be running, he just can't help it. Like, he just can't help it. Yeah, I know people be like, he danced a little bit too much. And I definitely feel like he be dancing too much, but that's just him. That's just him. Nando says, real talk, Bo. Shout out to McGarry and the entire O-line. That was a second level on a lot of the runs. Yeah, look, they were getting back there, Bo. They were getting back there. I mean, look, that whole offensive line, I'm proud of them. They so far this season, especially after that Steelers game, they've been doing what they need to do. Cool Bean says, come on, coach. A couple of weeks ago, you were like, just give the ball to Tyler. Yeah, I mean, I was saying, like, I feel like you should give the ball. Tyler got a touchdown today. Give the ball to Tyler. Yes, I was definitely saying that. But it's also a situation where it's like, I don't think Tyler's better than Bijan. I feel like Tyler's a dog now. Don't get me wrong, he's a dog, but I don't think he's better than Bijan now. Atlanta Bergen says you were right. He can't help it, but to dance, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He says he's been doing it since a kid. It's just ingrained in him. That's what makes him special. Even when it seems like he overdo it at times. Talk about, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some people, they just do that. The same way Uncle Steve, like he just does. He tries to sing, but he can't. Some people just do things that's just ingrained in them. Uncle Steve tried to sing, but he can't sing. And it's the same thing with Bijan. He just can't help but just try to fake people out. Like that's just him. You be dead legging and stuff all the time. Like, you gonna break your neck, chill out. Save through Jesus says, I wonder if Lake is bragging about 2 sacks today. Well, we found out it's 3. He says, we don't need to trade for a pass rusher because I can coach. No, because I can coach. Look at him, man. I don't know. From everything that I'm hearing, they said that the Atlanta Falcons are expected to make a move. Me, myself, I don't know if it's a situation where I would, because, I know that we've already traded the 3rd round pick for Matthew Judon. So is it a situation where, we, trade somebody else and we end up with just 1 pick in the first 3 rounds or something like that? I don't want to put ourselves in that type of situation. But the last thing that I want to talk to everybody about is like, so we're 6-3 now. Where do y'all think we're going with this? Like, where, y'all feel free to put it in the comment. Like, okay, we're 6-3. Hopefully we're going to be up 2 games and technically 3 games in the NFC South because we got the tiebreaker over Tampa. So we're 6-3. Where do y'all feel like we're going after this? I know a lot of people saying, hey, I have concerns about the defense because, you get to the playoffs and, all this and, you get to the playoffs, you ain't gonna be able to stop nobody. Like, I'm sitting here like, well, shoot. Let's get to the playoffs first. But where do y'all think we're going after, like moving forward? Like, if you look into your crystal ball, like where do you see us being, come mid-January? I just want to know. Y'all make sure that y'all put it in put it in the chat. Mr. CDX says, talk about Tyler, I just tell bowling ball or razor blades. Good, great. I hate the tap of that. Keith No Sweat said that man said he could coach. Let him coach. Ian says, I just want a playoff win, to be honest with you. Like, y'all, I just want a playoff win. We do that, I good. Denise said they need to do something, Bo, because we're going to the playoffs. Jalen says 3. Talk about, is Bijan one of the best running backs? Says Henry, Saquon, that's it. Bo, you saw that Saquon highlight with the backwards hurdle. So I hadn't saw it. See, that's one of the downsides of going to the game. I don't see all the crazy stuff that y'all be seeing. Man, I'm going to check it out, though. I want to see a backwards hurdle. I've never seen a backwards hurdle before. Jalen says NFC Championship at least. At least. Nando says 12-5 winning this year's Super Bowl. Bo, 3 yeet. Look here. Golly. James Freeman says home playoff game on Saturday. Oh, my goodness. On a Saturday night. Home playoff game on a Saturday night. So he says deep in the playoffs. Daryl's in here says, I know it's early, but I think we're on course to see Detroit in the NFC Championship. Golly. Tracy says definitely playoff bound. I'm sorry. Keith No Sweat says, we just trying to get to the playoffs. Anything else is a gift. Okay. I ain't mad at that. Brian Lewis says, we 6-3, Bo. Jesus says, we need a pass rusher we will make the playoffs, but this prevent defense will prevent a Super Bowl. But the CDA said, I want to be in Stinking Town in February playing in the bowl. That's what I'm trying to be. Look here, I'm trying to stay nice to Q. So he let us stay in his house because the hotel's expensive. I ain't trying to pay. How much said the hotel? What, Corona? $1,000-something a night. I ain't trying to pay no $1,000 a night. I can stay with Q for free. Ain't nobody trying to do all that. Oh, man. Jay says the only team we lost to in the NFC is the freaking Seattle Seahawks so far, though, beloved. You're right. And if we just came out looking unprepared, look, Raheem Morris said himself that he got out coached in that game. He said himself. Michael Bush says, Low, I think the office got a quick start, and I think this defense is a late bloomer today. We should scheme over decent talent. Okay. I mean, I ain't mad at it. Daryl says Azeez Ojulari will bring more energy off the edge. He's only 21 with a high ceiling, coach, and he's a Georgia boy, and he fits this system. You got a point there. You got a point. Fran Chisel says, "Yo, Big Low, what in the world, Bo?" He said, "I almost got naked. We 6-3. Hey, you know, I did. I just had to put on some clothes for the show, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I was a neckish." Miss CDA says we rent an RV if we go to the. Hey, Coach Roy, you see that? That's smart. That's why Miss CDA is my dog, boy. He always put me up on game. He always put me up. Well, look, you know, if you written a big one, you know, make sure you got a couple extra spots. Me and Coach Roy. He says trade for an edge this year or draft one next year or both. Look, I'm edge rusher is an issue that we've had for such a long time. But I mean, I agree with everybody in the comments. I definitely feel like we're going to the playoffs, and I feel like we can make a deep run. I look at all these teams in the NFC, and there's not anybody that I'm legit scared of. It's like I see Detroit. I see what them boys doing out there. I see Jared Goff. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has the highest completion percentage in the league and everything. But I know Detroit can be beat. I know that. I see the Minnesota Vikings. I know Minnesota can be beat. I know that. Who else? The Washington Commanders. I know they can be beat. I know they barely won today against the Giants. So I mean, look, it's one of them situations where, you know, I think we can make a run. Why not us? I'm ready for it. The biggest ball says 11-6 and second seed in the play. Boy, look at here. You already know what time it is. Ian says, didn't the Lions lose? Yes, they lost. That's their only loss, if I'm not mistaken, to the Bucs. We beat the Bucs. I mean, we beat a hobbled Bucs team. I mean, let's keep, huh? Yeah, we showed up did what I'm talking about. Yeah. I feel you know, whenever you're not used to winning, Coach Roney, you know, it's a situation where you realize, you know, there's wins that you forgot about. Yes, we beat the Bucs twice. You're completely right. Yes. But CDX says, y'all in is it said y'all in is Coach Low car. Wait a minute, on my car? Look here, if it's on my car, if you talk about my credit card, man, well, we might not make it, boy. We might not make it. We're gonna be sleeping in the Amazon box. Oh man. Tanisha Higgins says Falcons can beat any team in the NFL because we should have won that. Tanisha, please say that one more time for the people in the back. We could beat any team in the NFL because we should have won that Kansas City game. We took those 2 field goals and the refs didn't call that PI, or if they would have called that PI on Kyle Pitts. I know one thing I will call that. That's a Superman chant. Yes, sir. But yes, I mean, you're completely right. The only undefeated team in the NFL, we should have beat them. We should have beat them. And they got out, you know, feeling like they did something, but they ain't really do nothing because we should have beaten them boys. Francis says, I like Aziz. If we could get him and we draft one next year, oh, it's over for the league. And don't forget, like somebody mentioned earlier, you still got Braylon Trice. Don't forget that now. Braylon Trice still walking around there. He gonna be back ready to go. Francis says, walk in your trap, take over your trap. Next week in New Orleans, let's get this done. Yeah, man. Shoot, we're gonna be sitting on the nest. We're gonna go in there and sit on Birdman nest next week. Oh man, it's crazy. The Hot Boys just had their reunion last night. Then the boys went in there and got beat by the Carolina Panthers. They're gonna turn around and get beat by the Falcons again. They thought it was all cool by y'all in New Orleans. They thought it was the hot boys on fire. Then they turn around and finna get beat. 8-game losing streak. Could load them next week. Oh man. They said, man, if we win the Super Bowl, man, boy, you can't, boy, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Savior Jesus says, I love you all, and we are 6-3. Rise up. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Thank you so much, fam. Thank you so much. Man, boy. De Niro's in here says, coming into the season, it was only 3 teams I was worried about: the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. And we were good the rest of the. I mean, look, I ain't knocking. I'm not knocking. Atlanta Burger says, Bo, I went in the closet, got my soldieries and jabos for the Hot Boys reunion. I already know you did, Ty. I'm gonna get my jabos too, Bo. Get the reeds out. You already know what time it is. I already know, Ty. Look, Ty, we be on the same page, especially with the rap. Yes, I was huge in that Hot Boy section. Coach Rhoda said I be listening to Hot Boys all the time, and the Dirty Boys and Pastor Troy and 8-Ball MJG and all them guys to be like, yeah, you don't be listening to the new stuff. I listen to some new stuff every now and then, but we be on the same page, Ty. Man, Ian says, what would y'all do for a Super Bowl win? Man, I don't know. I know one thing, boy. I got into it with a Cowboys fan today, but they tried to hit me with that 28-3. And I was like, today's date. I like, today's date is November 3rd, 2024. Look at the scoreboard. Don't hit me with 28-3. 7-8 years later. We're talking about today. You lost today. Don't hit me with that. Come on now. In the words of Vinny, the Falcon, we heard that before. About whatever says, nah, that just remind me of that Aints video you did, Lo. I'm still laughing at it. Wait a minute, Coach Roddy, should we pull it out one time? Should we pull it out one time? Let's pull it out one time. For a lot of people who don't know, for Saints Hate Week, we had to drop the diss track in honor of what you say, babe? Not Juvenile. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Since everybody was beefing, we had to drop the Saints. We had to drop the Saints diss. So let's go ahead and pull it out here. Give somebody something to jam to. Since we're going into hate week again, we need to go ahead and if we're gonna do it, we got to do it right. If we're gonna do it, we got to do it right. Jayla says, I love y'all, bro. Go Falcons. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Thank you so much, Jayla. We definitely got nothing but love for you too, fam. Like I said, man, that's the beautiful thing about the coaching staff. Everybody comes in and shows love, and it's one of them situations where it makes the season a whole lot easier to get through, especially with the hard times that we've had, the last few years. It makes it so much fun. in the wins, and we still find, the benefit. Because over the years, we've definitely had our share of them. Let's see here. All right. That's it, Mr. CDX. Let's see here. All right. There you go.
That's you who about to lose in the bench, huh? Saints fans all confused, thinking that they gonna win, huh? Oh, you finna take a L, huh? You running around here looking for Drew, huh? You don't know what to do, huh? Oh, them boys worried, huh? Little one, I ain't tripping. Look, you gotta play them birds, huh? Oh, you cheering for your team, huh? You ain't playing, huh? You getting naked, huh? I know you ain't gonna let us just come and run you, huh? Stunt in front you, huh? Straight up run you, huh? Oh, you for sure know how to hate, huh? You can't stand Jesse Bates, huh? It's all in your face, huh? Oh, you know this ain't your place, huh? You don't know what to say, huh? You want to stay in first place, huh? Look, you can't stand them birds, huh? You're scared of them birds, huh? While you playing them birds, huh? We them dirty birds. We got the South on fire, kicking them things between the washing and the dry. You know what it is. We beefing all hate, weeping and handling biz, and we don't keep them ain't cooking. We them dirty birds. We got the South on fire, kicking them things between the washing and the dry. You know what it is. We beefing all hate, weeping and handling biz, and we gonna keep them ain't tweaking. What in the world, bro? Shout out to What in the World, Bo Records. 404 degrees. We there. Coach on that state, we got us one, baby. We there. Yeah. Rise up 8 times down. Yeah. If they on Bourbon Street and they hear the Falcons coming, better run for it, run. Better run for it, run. Yes, sir. Man, boy, let me go ahead and get on out of here, bro. You know what's going down. We're going to be partying on Sunday night. You know what's going down. What in the world, bro?
You already know what time it is, boy. You already know what time it is. You gotta come repping and stepping. You can't be coming in here halfway, bro. You gotta come repping and stepping with it. Wait a minute. We got a Superman. Got a Superman tab. Da da da. That's a Superman. That's a Superman tab. Thank you so much, Mr. CDH. Much love to you, Bo. You already know it's all love. Yeah, that's why I did come to out. You got a dun dun dun. That's a Superman chat. If it's over $9.99, you got to hit a little something. Yeah, that's a Superman chat. Oh man, boy, y'all some fools, boy. Y'all some fools. That's what we do, man. We get on here and have a good time. That's what it's all about. Biggest boss says, hot boy, big cut. Oh man. Fred just said you need to be on the remix. Oh man. Well, look, man, it's always good to come on here. Wins and losses. It's tough in the losses and it's great in the wins, but either way, it's always good to come on here and have a good time with the coaching staff. The coaching staff is family. Y'all, I thank y'all so much for coming on and chopping it up with us. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button. If y'all haven't had a chance to hit it yet, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Share the channel with your friends and family. I need y'all to be safe. Please don't do anything I would do this weekend. Look here, Bo. Has anybody seen Molly Mall? Is Molly Mall okay? I need to do a wellness check on Molly Mall and the rest of the Saints fans. What in the world, Bo? Y'all take it easy, man.